So I went in there and I just remember walking to the ring thinking, he'll have to kill me today. Like, I'm willing to actually die in the ring today. I was like, there's no way this guy's going to beat me. I'm actually willing to die today to beat this guy.
The Champion and Contender Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Champ and Contender Podcast. My name is Joseph J. Jones.
My name is Fabian Collymore.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
And I'm an ex-athlete for Great Britain.
And we interview the champs and contenders of this world from all walks of life. We interview musicians, we interview athletes, we interview actors, and we especially love interviewing boxers. And we've got a very talented boxer sitting in front of us. He's won a lot of titles, especially, and he's won a WBA light heavyweight title. If you haven't guessed, if you know Spider-Man, there's a little clue. But listen, it's none other than Craig Spider Richards. How you doing, man?
I'm good being here in the pub.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
He's got his 0-0 Heineken down there. Not sure if he likes it.
Oh, not a beers, man. Not alcohol free, man. But that's alcohol free.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Craig, for those who don't know you, tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Craig Spider Richards, professional boxer matchroom boxing, come up 10 years as a pro now. I won a few titles, Southern Area, British title, WBA International, Continental. And I'm trying to chase my dreams to be a world champion. Hopefully within the next 12 months I get that belt. So let's go.
So is there anything in cooking up now at the moment for a future fight?
Yeah, well, we're looking at either a final eliminator or pushing on towards the world title. So maybe one more and then a big world title shot. So just got to capitalise right now. So I'm locked in the gym right now.
Who's in your eyes? Who's in your...
Anyone. You know, like, if you look from my resume, there's no one I ducked and dodged. I boxed everyone when they was in their prime of when they had momentum, when they was unbeaten. I've taken on fights throughout my career. After 6 fights, I was boxing guys 12-0, 6 knockouts for Southern Area titles. So for me, then who it is don't matter. It's the reward, what I get from the fights. And if I can fight anyone for the final eliminator to push on for the world title, it is what it is. Like when I boxed for the world title before against Dimitri Bivol, I was just won the British title, and I jumped straight from that to box one of the pound for pounds top fights, elites, come up a round short and half a round short, but he was meant to be the guy at the time, and I didn't shy away from it. So the names don't matter.
Yeah, that's a big jump up though from British to world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But the opportunity seemed to be there. He was looking for a fight. No one wanted to fight him at the time. I just won the British. I was feeling myself at the time. Had a good knockout. And Eddie said, "Oh, what would you like look at next?" And I said, "I wouldn't mind fighting Bivol." And he was like, "Oh," he said, "Core Blindness, big jump, ain't it?" And he said, "Look, can maybe make it happen. Got a meeting next week with him. There's no one who really wants to fight him in the moment." I said, "Well, I'll put my name in the hat." And they came back a week or two later, said, like, "He's interested." Well, he sounds like I said, "I'm interested too." Yeah. Like, we'll make the fight. And then we made the fight. So that's how it came about. But yeah.
Well, how does it, going up to that grade, and I mean, Bivol's incredible, you know. Like he's just such a counter puncher, isn't he?
Yeah,
like, you know,
sharp, fast.
Yeah. So I mean, what's it like being in the ring with someone like that?
To be fair, like I operate better with better operators. Like I've kind of got. It's weird because I've got a high IQ, and sometimes I drag my levels down depending on whoever I'm boxing. I try and just box around their level or the level above. So I felt like when I was in with him, he's a very smart fighter and he's got a high IQ. So it was a bit of a chess match and I enjoyed it. And I just think I started too late in terms of figuring him out, trying to see what he's about. He's meant to be this pound for pound. He's meant to be this monster. You're like, is the hype what it is? Is it not? Is it like, what's he actually like? So in the first few rounds, I'd say 5-6 rounds, I'm in there trying to work out the puzzle. When I started getting comfortable, when I started pressing the back end of the fight, obviously I was still around too late. So I won the back end, he won the first end. But obviously 1 round and half round short on the judges' scorecard just means that I was obviously started probably from the 7th round when maybe I should have started from the 5th or 6th to really press in. But he was, don't get twisted, all credit to him, he's very sharp shooter. Even maybe if I started quicker, I would have got counter punch and caught with a big shot early when he was sharper. You never know, but very good operator, very good.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself getting a rematch with him.
Yeah, like funny enough, although I had a bad performance when I was in Saudi, we saw each other in Saudi and he was just like, I know I'm going to see you again. I said 100%. And I said, next time, hopefully for all the belts. And he said, God willing, we shook hands. We laughed about it. But that was before his Batervia fight, because Batervia had pulled out with an injury for that one. He was meant to be fighting on that one, 5 versus 5. And then it then obviously got pushed back, and then Batervia got the decision on the first one. The second one, Bivol then got the decision. So he has got all the belts now. And I'm like, well, maybe our plan might come to fruition. But I had work to do. Obviously, I had a bad performance. I changed gym, went down to Shane's. Obviously, he didn't train how we train at Matchroom. Not the same conditioning, not the same tactical methods. And I went out there and I just was not myself. And I had to come back, then box someone who's actually ranked better than the guy I boxed on the 5 vs 5, and back at the Matchroom gym, I was back to myself and performed. And obviously, by beating a guy better than the guy that I had a bad performance again, I was obviously ranked back above him and ready to push on for back towards that level now. So it's just one more now to get back into the likes of Dimitri Bivol, etc.
See, I love that in boxing. You used to have shook hands, you've had a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, dramatisation of what's going on. It's two gentlemen boxing each other, right?
No, I'll tell you a funny story. So when we boxed the first time, it was lockdown, right? We was in the hotel together. We had to stay there first week. And I saw him first few days, and it was like, standoffish. Everyone's looking at each other, trying to like size each other up, trying to stamp their authority. I just think it's funny because I think to myself, like, we're going to fight anyway. We don't need to do that. Like, no one's scared. No one's pulling out.
Exactly.
Like, all this intimidation don't mean anything. We're going to still get in there and swing it.
Yeah.
So, like, I played into it at first when he was looking at me. Like, I was on the same thing. And as soon as he turned around, I crept up behind him, tapped him, was like, oh, you're right, yeah. Then he's like, he didn't know how to take it. Oh, yeah, and shook my hand.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, Friday, the night before my fight, it was my birthday, and Matchroom was like, oh, come downstairs, whatever, come get some food. And I've gone downstairs, they all surprised me, like, all the cameras come out, sang me happy birthday.
Yeah.
He jumped out with a birthday cake, sang me happy birthday, and gave me a birthday cake the day before we fought.
That's
Shook my
crazy.
hand, sang me happy birthday, and gave me a cake.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I feel like, obviously we're rivals in the sense of in the same weight, but as people, there was a lot of respect, like, with each other. Like,
when
so,
you retire, you go to dinner, sort of
yeah,
thing.
like, he's a cool guy, like, he's a respectful guy, we got along. But it's weird because of that, like, even when you look at the fight between the rounds, every time we finished the round, it was like, oh yeah, good round.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that was too friendly, we should have left that till after. But he's a cool guy.
Yeah, I love that. You're killing each other with kindness.
Yeah, it was too, I should have been hitting him more.
But it was like, it's those sort of things, I think, are tactically better than just pretending you're, like you say, you're fighting the ring.
Yeah.
Let's just shake hands and get on with it.
And it was like my last fight. Obviously, I went over to his backyard, his home yard in Ireland. And I was like, obviously, I've never met him. I've never seen him in real life either. So, like, I've turned up at the press conference. I don't know how he's going to take me. I'm going to take him. He could be a bit gassed because he's in his hometown, all his fans. He sells out the arena, so he's big there. So I've come in there and I've seen him, and he's came over and he's like, oh, you're right. Like, nice to meet you. Shook my hand. And I liked it because I was like, right, straight to business. We didn't have to do the pretending all week. It was respectful. You're right. We go our separate ways. There was no malice. It was straight business, fight night.
Love that.
So how did it all start for you? Where did boxing start?
So I used to always box, like, as a hobby growing up. Like, my cousin asked me to come to the gym with him one day. We went to the gym. He stopped. I carried on. But I was off and on. I wasn't really, like, focused on boxing. I had other distractions growing up. And then I went to college.
Yeah.
Then was doing a bit of boxing, done my A-levels, done a bit of business studies, whatever. Then I thought, you know what? I need to make something of myself. So I'm going to study maybe accounting, then eventually open my own business and maybe be my own accountant. So long story short, I enrolled, but I was just going to do part-time. And if someone in the lecturer I knew was doing full-time, then they only had like one more module or something a week than me. So I was like, well, it don't make sense me doing part-time then if it's only like one extra lesson. It's not that much more time consuming. So I wanted to sort my modules. So the woman said to me, don't give it to me, go and hand it into the business block. To change from part-time to full-time. Long story short, she lost my paperwork. Then they was like, you're gonna have to re-enroll next year.
No way.
So I was like, nah, like, I ain't got that year to be wasting. So I was like, how comes this is happening to me? I'm thinking, I'm trying to do something good. Like, I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to do something positive. At the time, like, I'd get like quite frustrated and feel like just like quite edgy in life in the sense of like getting a bit of temperament and stuff. And I was like, I need to channel this energy and not be wasting time doing nothing with a year. Like, being frustrated and having a year on your hands is not going to lead to anything good.
No.
So I went back to boxing to work to pass time of the year.
Okay.
And then I started winning stuff and winning championships and stuff. And everyone was like, do you know what? I've never actually seen you passionate about anything. And my friend said at the time, look, I'll be honest, I know you want to do the studying thing, but I don't really think that's you. Like, you don't really like that. You don't really like writing, reading, all of that. They said, but you're really passionate about this. But I'm like, shut up, you know what you're talking about. I'm going to go uni, da, 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 da. And I, you know, it's like a noise, you know, there must be an element of truth in it. So I was like, yeah, you know what, they're right. So I started sticking to the boxing. And then 3 years on from having my first amateur fight, got signed, picked up by Peter Sims, and he was just like, Eddie said you can make your debut on his show in a couple of weeks. Someone's come off the card. Because originally I was going to start on a small ticket deal where I only had 22 amateur fights and then build up, because they was like, you're really talented.
Yeah.
You ain't got a CV, but you're talented. And I think a couple fights in, the big promoters will look at you. But he already told Eddie about me. And Eddie was like, look, I've got a space. Let me have a look at this guy. I've heard he's good. Let me see. So I was like, I'm not sure about making my debut in 2 weeks. I want to be ready. He's like, listen, opportunities don't come around often, mate. You need to grab it with two hands. And I was like, all right, we'll roll the dice. And then I went out there, knocked him out in 40-something seconds of the first round, and Eddie was like, oh, he looks good. He was like, put him back on. And I was like, all right. And then since then, I'm still there.
Wow, good job that woman didn't enroll you there.
Exactly. The one mistake I thought, but that's when I always say everything comes for a reason.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise why that was happening at the time, but it had a bigger plan for me.
Yeah, so you had a sort of a short spell in the ABAs then.
Yeah.
So how important was that to your professional route, do you think?
I think it was quite important because, like, you obviously the experience, the learning yourself. Like, I made mistakes in the amateurs in terms of, at one time early in my career, I tried to be a middleweight.
Right.
Yeah, and like I was getting dizzy before I was getting in the ring, and I was like boxing, I'm hitting people with shots, like loads of accumulation, but I'm not hurting them because I've got nothing behind my shots. I'm just loads of work rate, no effect. And I realised like this ain't working for me, and I said to my coach, I want to go up. He was like, yeah, but these guys at 81s coming down from 91, they're going to be too big. I was like, listen, I ain't worried about all that. When I feel strong, I believe in myself. And the box cup was coming up. I said, I'm going up to box. He said, look, if you do the box cup at 81, I ain't doing your corner. And I said, don't do my corner then. I'm doing 81. So I went up and done 81 at the box cup, won the tournament, got fighter of the night, fighter of the whole tournament. That's how I met Anthony Yard and another boy. Three of us was like the three standout fighters of the tournament at the time. And from then, I was like, yeah, 81's my weight. So, but then when I turned pro, made another silly mistake. I thought, well, I was coming in lighter, like 78, 79 and the 81s. So I was like, if I turn pro, the super middleweight's 76, which means I'm only a kilo or so off that. That's why I done super middleweight early in my career, won my first belt at super middleweight. Then when I took the fight with Bugloni on 5 days notice, was my first 12 rounder, and I didn't train for it. And I had 2 spars for it, 2 4-round spars, and went over to Cardiff to fight my first 12 round at the weight above. And I done 12 rounds, obviously come up short on points, but I wasn't that tired with no training camp. But I thought, oh, that's because this is my natural weight. That's when I stuck at light heavyweight and where I am now. So I think certain of the experiences from the amateurs kind of clicked on to the pros. And also I fast tracked in the sense of I'd done the novices up to about 7, 8, 9 fights, and one couple things there. And then I went straight, didn't go intermediate, I went elites. So I boxed all the best in the world from 10 fights to 12 fights. It was all elite. So I learnt my experiences in the amateurs. So although I didn't have a long career, all the fights was hard fights.
It seems like everything was fast tracked for you.
Yeah, it was. I never took the easy route in boxing.
Wow, but that's credit to you though, as a natural fighter then, I guess. You know, like, again, thanks to that woman who didn't enroll you.
I know. You saved my life.
Oh man, but like there's an argument to be had for boxers that fight to stay a weight what isn't their natural weight. Do you see what I mean? Like we had Mark Tibbs sitting in the seat, and he's had a lot of like lightweights that thought they were featherweight and things like that, and they've said these are growing young lads. You know, you've got to let their bodies fill out and stuff. So I mean, look, there's a big question on my mind. Why Spider?
Do you know what happened? I was hitting them from every angle, and it was like, I feel like I'm getting rushed. There's no way he's got 2 arms. It feels like something not simple. And then Peter said, yeah, that's why we call him Spider. We hit him from everywhere, and he just stuck to it. And at first he was like, yeah, Spider. I was like, I hate that name. Stop calling me that. And he was just like, that's your name. And then like, literally everyone just started calling me, and I just had to stick with it. And it grew on me.
So you see the fight with Frank Boglione? Yeah. What was that like after 5 days training? How was it?
Well, reflecting back now, because when I was in the fight, I was just in the fight.
Yeah.
But when I watched it back, I could see like my reflexes and everything started going from probably like halfway through from your sharpness of your fitness. Because at the time I didn't know how fast you think is how fit you are. So like first few rounds, I'm shoulder roll catching, pull countering him and stuff because I'm still in the fight.
Yeah.
Like, I think third round, I think I buzzed him with a shoulder thingy, and then I didn't follow it up because I was thinking, if you try and rush him now, you got 9 rounds left. If you get tired, and I think the fight before, he knocked out Jose Burton in, I think, the 11-4-12. So I was like, he obviously can punch till the end. Yeah. So I kind of paced myself a bit. But I think where the expectation wasn't on me, and I was probably 100-1 in the bookies, I wasn't really getting tired because I didn't have all that pressure on me. So it was kind of like, a bit like being fit enough to spar 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't a fight night pressure for some reason.
What, 70,000 people, first fight?
I know.
That was in Cardiff, wasn't it?
Cardiff, yeah, box office. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was undercard. What was the undercard?
AJ Tackham.
Okay.
Yeah, AJ Tackham.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a head clash from Takam and AJ in that?
Yeah, there was a, I think he broke AJ's nose or something with a head clash
I think I remember
early, and then AJ stopped him, but then the ref jumped in, everyone started booing because it's like, oh, it's premature, and there was bare controversy on that fight.
Well, how do you, like, you lost that fight. How do you, I suppose a couple of questions rolled into one here. How do you mentally come back from that, and how do you physically come back from that?
Can I be honest? When I lost that fight was probably the biggest relief in my career, because I felt like at the time there was so much pressure to be unbeaten at the time because of the Floyd era.
Yeah.
And it was like, everyone keeps talking about your O. And it's like, I hate that people keep putting that pressure on me about not being, because I knew I was going to be taking loads of hard fights, trying to make it. And I just felt this O thing is really putting a lot of pressure on me. So when that kind of came off my shoulders, I was like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't have that pressure anymore. Like, keep your O. It's gone. Now we can roll the dice. Yeah. Like,
there's a lot of fighters that have still got O's now.
Yeah.
And they're struggling with that pressure.
And they won't step up.
Yeah, but Turkey's making them have to now, ain't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Because everyone's worried about this O and this Mayweather era. And when you look at all the great legends of the sports, and you look at the Haglers, the Hearns, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Muhammad Ali's, Tyson's, whatever.
Joe Frazier.
All of them had millions of losses. And they was the greatest guys. You see a picture of Muhammad Ali. These are great legends of the sport. Yeah. One guy came in, changed the sport, kept his O, and everyone thought that's the blueprint to be a legendary boxer. And I feel it kind of ruined it a little bit. And I think now with the whole Turkey situation, it's great in a sense that people are all losing their O's and boxing are now going back to the old school weight. Like, let the best fight the best. Yeah,
I feel that it's, especially the O situation, as we put it, like, everyone loves a comeback.
Yeah.
If you don't watch Rocky and don't expect Rocky to, Rocky got beat in the first, comes back, then beats, loses, beats, you know what I mean? Like, you love that stuff. As someone from the arts looking on, what I love to see in boxing is the trials and tribulations of a fighter.
100%.
Because you're always into the person. Yeah. Like, you never support a nation when you watch a boxer. No. You support the person. Yeah. And it's, look, I've only just met you. You seem like a really nice bloke, and I'm already fighting for his corner.
I love that.
Yeah. Listen, so after that loss, it was a relief for you. Yeah. And then, few fights later, you fight Pitters, didn't you?
No, Jake Ball was a few fights later. That was my first WBA Continental title fight.
Right.
Jake Ball. So he called me out. I remember it was at York Hall. Yeah. I think it was my second fight after Buglioni. I just come up from weight. I was growing into the weight still. I got a knockout at York Hall second round. And then as I got to change room, people were like, Jake Ball just tweeted you. And I said, what did he say? He said, how about we get him for my title champ? And he took a picture of Eddie ringside at my fight. So I was like, is that ringside? And he was like, yeah. So I put my tracksuit on, I ran out, and I was like, what did you just call me out on Twitter? Oh, Eddie made me do it. Eddie did it. I was like, well, you've done it now, we'll fight. And he's like, I was like, September. He was like, all right, cool. And then, because it was June at the time, then he started going on Twitter, like he was cool at the time when I saw him, and then he went on Twitter like,
Before we continue with today's episode, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Blackburn and Co. Whether you need staircases, balustrade, fencing, gates, bespoke metalworks, Blackburn have got you covered. And they offer a friendly and professional service. At Blackburn & Co, metalwork runs deep. This family business spans 3 generations of skilled smiths, passing down traditional blacksmithing techniques and transforming them into modern welding and fabrication. It's heritage you can trust, built into every piece they create. They work with metal because it's reliable, and their customers choose them for the same reason. Fully insured and proudly accredited by CHAS, Construction Line, SMAS and Safe Contractor, Blackburn & Co deliver work that's as safe as it is solid. From large-scale commercial projects to customer pieces for your home, ornate gates, bespoke balconies, railings and more, no job is too big or too small. They offer a full service from design through to installation. If you want to contact them, call them on this number. That's 01277 674299. Or better yet, to go to their website, click on the link in our bio on Instagram or click on the link in our bio on YouTube. Right, back to today's episode.
Let's get it on next month, July the 20th. I'm like, what's that, 3 weeks? I'm like, well, I just thought, like, what are you talking about? Like, we'll fight in September. Oh yeah, but I've got a date in a couple of weeks. I'm like, we'll fight your date and then we'll just fight in September. But then he was acting up, and in the end it did wind me up. I rung my manager, like, oh, let's just fight him in July. And then he's rung up Eddie, and Eddie's like, I don't know why he said that. He's got an Achilles problem. He just pulled off the card in July. So I was like, oh, he's a joker. And then after that, we was meant to fight September. He delayed it. Then October, he pulled out on fight week. So I had another fight against another guy, knocked him out, I think, in the second round. And then we was meant to fight December 22nd, I think it was on a Dylan White undercard.
Okay.
I was looking forward to it because just before Christmas, everyone likes to fight just before Christmas because then you get paid and you don't have to train over Christmas. So it was like you get your week off over Christmas. Then he said, oh, my trainer's not going to be there that week, and he pulled off that card. So I ended up fighting in February the 2nd in the end, and I was a massive underdog in the bookies yet again. He was the GB boy, the Olympian, high knockout ratio, the proper light heavyweight, a bit bigger, taller than me and bigger than me. So southpaw. So like no one weren't giving me the chance. Everyone was look, just give it your best. Yeah, you got to punch the chance. I was like, no, you lot are mocking me. I can fight, you know. And everyone's like, yeah, of course. So I went in there, and I just remember walking to the ring thinking, he'll have to kill me today. Like, I'm willing to actually die in the ring today. I was like, there's no way this guy's going to beat me. I'm actually willing to die today to beat this guy. I remember just thinking, he don't know what he's going to have to take to beat me today. And we got in there, first round dropped him, second round dropped him, third round dropped him, and then I stopped him in the third to take his belt. And that was the end of him. He moved out the country, and that was his roster done.
Wow. You made a man emigrate.
Oh, is that your proudest moment in boxing? Like, what is your proudest moment?
Definitely, that was one of my biggest highlight reels, because you know what it was at the time? At the time in Matchroom, we had 6 light heavyweights, and Eddie was basically implying someone's going to have to go. So it was like, I think at the time it was me, Buglioni, Jose Burton, Jake Bull, I think Buatsi, and I think Callum Johnson. And basically a couple of us had been put together to fight each other. So I was like, this is process of elimination. I was like, really and truly, if I lose this, where's my career gone? I'm going to have to just give up boxing. I thought, I'm not willing to do that at this point in my career. So that was a savior of my career kind of thing. So the belt meant a lot more to me than just beating Jake Bull that day. And then the Shakam Pitters one was a similar situation.
Right, that's what I was... Yeah.
Similar situation. So he originally agreed to fight me on our show and a Matchroom show. There was no such as Hennessy Sport at this time when he agreed that. Right. It went to purse bids, and Eddie didn't bother bid because we already agreed privately we was going to fight on our show. I think it was March 22nd. And Hennessy came out of nowhere for a massive bidding. And we didn't even know they even existed. That's how they made their entries to say we're back in boxing. And we was like, what? Sorry guys. You don't need to understand. You just switch it off. And then basically, long story short, it was kind of like, on our side, it's like, there's no point really going over to another channel to fight. Stay on Matchroom. And it was like, yeah, I should stay on Matchroom. But then it was like, if I didn't take the fight, I'll never get a shot at the British again. And I knew I could beat him. And I was like, I'm going to roll the dice and go to the other side of the street. But it was kind of like, if you lost and you lost on another channel, you ain't going to come back and box on Matchroom. And you lose at domestic level, it's hard to come back. Because remember, I've had the early one against Buglioni already. So it's like, you don't want to be taking a couple losses at domestic level. So it was a massive gamble, because I knew he was now the poster boy for Channel 5. We're boxing on his show, in his area, in his show for his belt. They're not going to give it to me on points. It don't matter if I win 10 out of the 12 rounds, they're not going to give it to me. So I'm having to, the whole plan was, I've got to take this guy out. I'm going to do it late. I watch these fights. I see flaws later on in these fights. That's when we're going to do it. And I dropped him early, but that wasn't the plan. I just ended up dropping him early in the fight, I think 4th round. And then going into the 9th, my plan was to take him out in the 10th. So I said to Peter Sims at the time in the corner, I said, yeah, next round, I'm going to, one more round and I'll take him out. And he said, no. He said, take him out this round. He's ready to go. And I said, this round? He said, yeah. And I said, I reckon 10th. He said, no, take him out this round. He's ready to go. So I was like, all right, cool. So obviously that 9th round is when I got him out of there. Then I went back to the corner and Peter was like, you weren't really ready to go, but I put a bet for the 9th. And he started laughing like, you're a prick.
Oh, wow. Did he give you any earnings?
Nothing. No extra. He just won his money and ran off.
That's funny.
Mate.
But yeah, and that was probably a massive moment in my career, because I knew there was a lot riding on it. And yeah, being a British champion as well is also an incentive. Being a British champion and a lot riding on your career.
Yeah.
And he was 14-0 unbeaten and the favourites in the bookie at the time. So there was so much to
riding on it.
So yeah.
Are you sort of that aware in the corner what's going on?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm quite aware.
Sort of an out-of-body experience, so to speak.
I think like because of my style, I'm never in that red zone. Like I'm never like, because I'm never going for a real war like that. Apart from when I boxed Bawatsi at times, he was on to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes we had to just swing it. But generally, I'm calculating. I'm thinking of every move. I'm watching your every move. I'm watching what you're going to do. I'm setting you up for the next move. I'm in the room when I'm boxing. So even when I go to the corner, like funny enough, reversing back, the Jake Bull fight, we was watching him the night before, and me and Peter in his front room, and I said to him, you see the way he throws that jab? He commits. You see where his chin is? I said, I'm going to catch it and counter him. And he's like, yeah, of course you are. And I said, no, I will. So first round, he done the jab I told him, and that's the one where I slipped and caught him with the right hand and I dropped him. Yeah. And I went back to the corner and I said, I told you I was going to catch him in that shot.
It's so clear.
Yeah. Oh, mate, is it, like you spoke a little bit about Matchroom.
Yeah.
And, you know, Eddie's looking to get rid of people.
Yeah.
And then it's a struggle to, you know, stay in the eye of Matchroom and things like that. You know, like, is there just this pressure all the time to stay signed? Always a pressure, because like once you're not with a good promoter, a big promoter, TV deals, the big fights don't generally happen, because then like people don't really want to call you out, because they call you out and you end up on a small hall promoter show, no one's going to be seen. So like a lot of fighters want the opportunity of beating you because they want Eddie to see them. So the opportunities always arise. And so if someone wins a belt and they're not with a big promoter, they're going to call you out and say, do you want to challenge me for my title? Because they've got an incentive now to get signed and get paid more on Matchroom, and I've got incentive because I can go and win a belt. So your bargaining tools kind of reduce if you're not with that promoter. And also financially, like you can get paid obviously a lot more with the bigger promoters than you would if you was on ticket deals or small hall shows. So financially it will make more sense. Opportunities wise it can make more sense, because they can make things happen. Like look, the Bivol fight for example, like these things happen when you're with the bigger promoters. Like no disrespect with others, with like Goodwin or something, I wouldn't really go to the meeting and say, oh, can I get Bivol? And then next week he's like, fights on. So do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel there is a pressure to be at the big promoters, and because there's so much people who want to be with them, you're always holding your position.
Yeah. What is Eddie Hearn like though?
He's Eddie. He's cool. He's Eddie.
What you see is what you get.
He's cool. What you get. What you see, what you get. He's just himself. Like, doesn't.
It must be hard to have. He's got a laddish approach in the public eye.
Yeah.
And you can't help but like him.
Yeah.
You can't help but like his dad either.
Yeah,
You know.
I really like Barry.
Oh, Barry's great, man.
Barry's always showed me a lot of time and attention when I even first started. When everyone was looking at me like, is this guy any good? Barry would come and talk to me and give me tips. He'd be like, I saw the fight here. This is what you could do bit better. This is da-da-da-da. And he would like give me little pointers of where I went wrong in certain fights and what I could do better. And he's always like give me time and attention where I don't need to. He's CEO of Matchroom. Like, who am I? I'm just coming from a random boy from South London. Like, so for him to come and give me that time and attention, like I always have the utmost respect for him because he didn't need to.
You're not the first person who said about Barry, actually. Like giving them, you know, the utmost respect and coming over when they wasn't in the public eye, so to speak.
Grounded guy.
Yeah, exactly. They seem like, but I always find that it must be tough to be this grounded character, say like Eddie Hearn is, and he's very outspoken and makes people laugh. And then I wonder the business side of that then, to have a relationship with someone that could be your mate, but also could ruin your career.
You just got to understand what it is in a sense.
Yeah.
For me at first, we'll be sitting there, he'll come, he'll crack loads of jokes, he'll be friendly. You'll be like, oh, I really love Eddie. And he'll be like, yeah, you're fighting this. You'll be like, why would you throw me in that fight if we're meant to be mates? But then you're like, at the end of the day, it's business first. So like, you got to understand you're a product and you're part of a business structure. But it doesn't mean that Eddie doesn't like you. And it doesn't mean that he's not cool and he's not funny. It just means that you still got business to do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like a guy's like today a locksmith. He could come around your house. You can crack all the jokes you want, make him as much cup of teas. At the end of the day, he's going to invoice you and give you his business. He's gonna ask for his money. And that's what it is. This is their business. He's a promoter and he makes money from fighters. You're a fighter. He's going to make money from you. If it takes him to throw you in that fight to make the money, he's going to put you in that fight. Don't mean he's not who he is and he's cool still. Yeah,
exactly. We have to explain the locksmith thing. So, so you got locked out. So, well, the door jammed, didn't it? And then the locksmith and... You know, we had a time and we was like, oh no, is he coming? Is he coming? You know, because for us, you know, we're big fans. So we've been watching your fights for a long time. And I was like, I don't know if he's coming or not. And all of a sudden you was explaining it and then rocked up in the car. Like, da, 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 da. So what happened with the locksmith? What happened?
So imagine my cousin came round yesterday. But it was hot yesterday in the day. So I had my back doors open. But like they're bifolding doors. So kind of like half open, so the wind's coming through, you know, like cause there's enough gap for the front doors open, but the wind's obviously come through the back, whacked the front door, slammed it, but I didn't think nothing of it. He's like, I need to go to the car, but is there something? Is it me? I can't even silly, I can't open the door. I'm like, oh yeah, just twist it like. I was like, it's a bit jammed. So I was like, maybe it just needs to be knocked. So I've climbed out the window. Nothing's happening. So in the end, I'm like, let me do that task tomorrow. We've got to go out. So I've gone out through the back. Then today, I'm like, what's going on with this? I've got all the tools out, trying to get busy. Then I said, this ain't budget. So I had to call the locksmith. He said he's going to be within half an hour. He's come about 2:20, for example. Keep in mind, I've left at 7:30 or something. 5 hours he was fixing this door. He's done it now, but I didn't, you know, when I thought, right, I looked at the clock, I was like, 2:30, got to 3 o'clock, it was like 4 o'clock, and I was like, I need to leave by 5. So then I text you guys, and I was like, probably by 6:30, I thought, he looks like he's running a little bit over. But then like 7:30, he's still going. I was like, you're causing me embarrassment. You tell him your job.
Listen, we forgive you. We forgive you.
Still got the 20 burpees.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, let's play the game.
Yeah. You want to play the game?
Yeah.
Right, let's go for it. We've got a little game called Shot Stopper, right? You've got your non-alcoholic beer there.
Yeah.
So we'll do it like that, because then I haven't got to do the shots. So you do a shot of your non-alcoholic beer if you can't basically pick between the names. So Shot Stopper's a game. I'll give you an example. You have to pick between Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier. You go, Muhammad Ali. All right, Muhammad Ali or Tyson Fury. You might have a little bit of a knock-up because similar fighters in this day and age, what he's done in that day and age, I can't pick. It's a shot.
Okay, got you.
Okay, so if you can't pick between the names that we've got,
Sure.
Little swig of your beer.
Got you.
All right. I'm only making you do it because you don't like it.
I'm worried. I'm picking a name.
You're picking a name.
Yeah. So this is Shot Stopper, and this is light heavyweights. So we've gone for up to date and out of date.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. Albert Ramirez or Ben Whittaker?
I'll go Ben Whittaker.
Why?
I've seen more of him. I haven't really seen Albert that much.
Okay.
Okay. Ben Whittaker or Willie Hutchinson?
I'll go Whittaker.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll go Hutchinson.
Really?
It's different because I think they boxed in the amateurs before.
Yeah.
I think Whittaker won in the amateurs, but then based off experience, I'd say Whittaker's style.
Yeah.
Styles make fights. And I think with Whittaker, he's quite like try and stay away from you and not engage, pop a shot and run off. But I think with Whittaker's height and similar style, he won't be able to run away and pop shots from him. So maybe Whittaker.
Okay. So, Whittaker or Joshua Buatsi?
Buatsi.
Why?
Too experienced, pretty too strong, too aggressive, all-rounder.
Right.
Okay. Buatsi or Yard?
Hey, you done me a disservice. That's a bad one because they're both my pals.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
First shot.
Wow. First shot. Is that fight going to ever happen?
I don't know. I think if it don't happen now, I don't see a reason why it shouldn't happen now.
Is it going to be too late if it does happen?
Too late? I would say like they've both probably got saying that. So they both still got room to learn in their careers a lot. There's a lot of them to improve still in their careers. So it's not like they're both world champions and they've been waiting to unify. They're both trying to they're still not at the top of the sport. So I think it's too late in terms of the interest, maybe, because people are kind of like, you lot was calling each other out early and it's not happened now for whatever reason. I don't know.
I'm interested still.
What's it like? So if you was to fight, Yard or anything like that, what's it like fighting a friend? What do you have to do mentally? I've gone off subject of the Shot Stopper here, but I've always wanted to ask this to someone because you must have your mates.
Yeah, do you know what it is? With me and Yard, we met in the amateurs, we've done a few tournaments together, and then I joined Tunde, so I was with Tunde for a year. So we used to be each other's main sparring partners. We trained together every day, 6 days a week, go to his birthday, he's gone to my birthday, we go out together. So we was like friends. We'd always, early in the career, I'd go to all his fights, he'll come to all of my fights. And I was super middleweight, he was light heavyweight. In the amateurs, I was light heavyweight, he was cruiserweight. So we'd always do all the tournaments and everything together at 2 different weights. Then obviously it just kind of slowed down a little bit. When I come light heavyweight, he was light heavyweight. But like, we still obviously remained our friendship in a sense. And we kind of was on a journey at the beginning talking about, man, one day we go pro, one day we do this, one day imagine being professional, like you shared the dream and aspirations. And it's like, now we're both doing it. It's like, I wish him well, in a sense, to the point that I don't want to be the person to stop his journey, if that makes sense. I don't want to be a hiccup for his journey. I want him to keep going, doing his thing. And so it's just like, we always said obviously there's world title involved, millions, put aside, shakeouts, we'll get busy. And then when I win the belt, when we fight for the belt,
it must be so hard though, like fighting a mate, because look at, Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen, I felt like there's something maybe you can't rebuild there. Yeah. Because of what happened after and just the whole, he should have done it, he should have won it, Yeah. I don't know.
Didn't Aziz and Buatsi?
Yeah, Aziz and Buatsi, they fought.
They're good friends, aren't they?
They're friends, yeah.
But for that time, you must imagine he's like slapped your mum or something, You've got to imagine that you ate him.
The thing is, like, it's just business at the end of the day. Like, me and Buatsi have always been cool. When we had to fight, it was like, I feel like it was funny because we done a media day and we started off, I think we was on Talk Sport. Then we had a press conference. Then we had the gloves are off. And the first talk sport, it's like, yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I wish you well. I wish you well. And then by the press conference, it was like, yeah, he's a good guy, but I'll punch him very hard. And it was like, then it was like, huh? Then it was like, little intermediate, then buy the gloves off. You're not all that. I'll smash you. And it was like, it heated up over time. But I think through that period, we just put everything aside and it was just like, let's get busy.
But lads will be lads as well.
Yeah, of
and
course.
You know, if you ain't had a fight with your best mate, you know.
But I'll say, like, since then, like, he's been like one of the supportive guys in my career, like behind the scenes, like we speak, we like proper cool guy, supportive, like even when I've had ups or downs, you message me, champ, get back on your thing, like, and I'll be like, you know what I'm saying, vice versa. Like, it's always like a lot of mutual respect with me and him. So I always wish him well. Yeah,
I love that. Like, if you know, the gentleman, is that even a word? The gentlemanness of fighting. You know, my old man was
though.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
especially you hit someone very hard and they're still there.
Yeah.
We was whacking each other. We're like, how are you still here? How are you still here? It was like respect.
Hitting a piece of steel, so to speak. Listen, let's go back to the game. So we're going to go Badu Jack or Joe Smith Jr.
Joe Smith Jr.
Why?
I just think he can punch very hard. I think Badu Jack in his prime would have probably beat a Joe Smith Jr. But the last thing you lose is your power. And Joe Smith Jr. got to where he got to just from his power. It wasn't technique. He's quite sloppy technically, but he knows how to use aggression and power well. He's not a reflex fighter anyway. So as you get older and you lose your reflexes, he never banked on that anyway, just banked on his power. He's always going to have that. Badu Jack was a bit more cute, a bit smarter in his prime. Don't have that anymore.
Okay. Joe Smith Jr. or Callum Smith?
I'd say Callum Smith.
Yeah. All right. Callum Smith or Kovalev?
Callum Smith will beat Kovalev now, quite comfortably.
Yeah. What, in their prime?
Prime Kovalev, not the one who boxed Canelo Yard and all that, the one who backed the Crusher, yeah, he would beat him.
Okay.
Crusher was dangerous.
Okay. Kovalev or Canelo Alvarez?
Prime Crusher would be Crusher. The one in the back end of his era, Canelo.
So you're going with Canelo?
Yeah, now it would destroy him.
Okay. All right. Canelo or Bivol?
Bivol.
Why?
Too cute, too fast, disciplined, IQ.
Bivol or Bertabiev?
Now, probably Bivol.
Okay.
Weird.
Bivol or Michael Spinks?
I'm going to Bivol.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh. He's your friend now, ain't he?
Look at me biased.
Right. Bivol or Andre Ward?
Ooh, now we're talking. That
One of your
is
favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, Andre was a serious operator, but Bivol was a serious operator. You know what Andre Ward actually said in the documentary when he watched Bivol coming through? That's the only guy he'd come back for.
Really?
He said he rates him. He says the only guy who would get me to get my gloves back on.
Why was that?
He just said he likes the way he operates, his boxing ability, and he watched him train. He said he trained similar, and with the sparring and stuff, how he trained, he said like it'd have to be someone he'd get up for, and he said that's the only person his era he would get up for. Like, he rates Bivol. It's hard to bet against Bivol, but then you can't bet against Ward.
That shot looks good.
It does look good, that shot.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna take that, man.
Oh, so then there's one last name. Right, let's do both of them versus him then.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's try that.
So we're going to go Bivol and then we're going to go Ward. Right, so Bivol first versus Roy Jones Jr.
Ooh. Prime rare, end of rare.
So both in their primes. We might not have seen the prime of Bivol yet, you know what I mean? But he's, mate, he's there, isn't he?
Well, that's another one.
Another shot.
Nah, do you know what? Prime rare. Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Roy or Ward?
Prime rare.
Okay. Why? So tell us why Roy Jones Jr.
Reflexes, athleticism, speed. crazy. In his prime, there wasn't much people with better reflex and speed than him, and I think the adaptability of Ward, he adapts to a lot of opponents, and he'll break you down, but like he's not a one-punch artist, like, and I think you'd have to be a one-punch KO artist to get prime Roy Jones out there. You're not going to outbox him. So stylistically, Jones will win that. And then Bivol, he's not a one-punch artist either. He works on his speed and his distance. He's got good distance control, but that's one thing with Roy Jones, he will break your distance out of nowhere and catch you with weird shots. So that's why I'd head towards Roy Jones.
Okay.
You trained with Beterbiev, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 weeks. I prepared him for the first Bivol fight.
Okay.
3 weeks in camp, sparring 3 times a week with him.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Very good, strong. I think he's stronger than Bivol. Bivol's got a lot higher IQ than him.
Yeah.
Beterbiev is consistent. That's where he'll get you. Like, even if you can read these shots, and you're dominating or whatever, I feel like if you get tired in that 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th, or 12th, he will get you out of there. Yeah.
Did you learn a lot from him in terms of if you was to ever fight him?
Do you know what's funny? Because I'm quite visual in it when I watch boxing. I watched him for loads of times, and I used to think, I feel like I got the blueprint of what I would do with him.
Yeah.
So then when I got called to come and spar him, I thought, let me put that theory into it, and it was very successful of what I thought what I could do. So I learned a lot about myself in that 3 weeks, and it gave me a lot of confidence as well, because I was like, well, now you're testing yourself against one of the very best fighters, not just of now, of any generation. And I sparred very, very well. And I was like, I'm ready to push on to the big boys now.
Okay. That's that sort of stuff though, if you do ever meet and fight each other, I mean, you must spar, and I always think like, well, they've fought already, you know what I mean? Like, not to the 100%, I suppose. And I suppose you pull punches, and you don't want to hurt each other, right?
Sometimes I don't think he was pulling punches, so we just got.
But what is that like? Like when you're, two amazing athletes, you know, like world contenders and stuff, and you're in a sparring ring and you think, we could meet one day. Yeah. Let's have a little, see what you're about. I think
sometimes we done it, like those 10-second clapper went off sometimes, and it was just like, let's just stand and trade. Yeah. And we just stood and traded it off, and we just laughed, and we just embraced at the end. It was like, you're tough as well. And we got to the point, there was 2 other guys who came down to spar for them 3 weeks, but in the end, they were just like Craig and Beterbiev, basically. We were just doing the rounds for the open sparring, and they kind of helped him with the technical stuff on the other days. So I just ended up doing most of the rounds with him throughout them 3 weeks. And then they wanted me to obviously come for the second Bivol too, but I had my own fight going, so I felt like I got enough out of it.
Do they pay you well for those?
Yeah, it's paid well for them. Okay. So I was like, cool, I ain't got nothing on, getting paid, and I always wanted to go to Monte Carlo because I've never been Canada. So I was like, free holiday, I'm getting paid, and I get to train. I was like, why not?
Mate, Canada's the place, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there, to be fair, outside the sparring.
Who's been your best ever coach, in your opinion?
It's hard to say, but I would say currently Tony Sims. He's that guy, and obviously Peter Sims taught me a lot as well. Obviously the brothers, they kind of got the same blueprint. When I was training with Peter anyway, a lot of the times Tony was overseeing my work and training with me, so I kind of looked at them as like kind of the same guy-ish. Obviously Tony's more in the gym than anyone. Like, he's like obviously the head coach of the whole Matchroom gym. He dedicates his whole life to boxing. He's a bit like myself, so in the work efforts he's matches my energy in that sense. So the dedication he puts in, you got to say Tony's one of the dedicated elite trainers I've ever seen. But Pete's done a lot for me for my career. He picked me up from the amateurs when no one really had faith in me, and taught me the pro game. And the thing is, what I love about Tony and Pete as coaches and as people, they're very direct. So like, they'll just say, pull in office, what you're doing out there is just rubbish, basically, mate. You can't throw your shots like that. This is what you got to do. Very direct, you know where you stand.
Wow.
You need to get better at this, mate. Straight shooters. And I think being like that just taught me the game a lot, taught me everything, as just not as coaches, life coaches as well. I think I learned a lot from them too.
Yeah. Tony Sims gave me my first ever gig.
Did he?
Yeah. We was, where was we? We was in the tavern, I think, Circus Tavern. And there was a boxing ring, and he gave me, I think it was like 100 quid or something like that. And I sung in the ring.
Did you?
And there was an amateur card and all that. And
Sick.
Tony come up to me and was like, "All right, boy, you're going to sing in the ring and all that." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, sweet." And my old man was an ABA boxer. He got to 5 finals. The guests are going to get so fed up with me saying this.
Did he?
But when there's a boxer, I have to big up my dad.
You have to.
Yeah. And like, so he got to 5 ABA finals, and
Sick.
he was like, "So this your first ever gig?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Who was it for?" I said, "I was in a boxing ring." He said, "Really? Guy called Tony Sims?" He's like, "Shut up." Tony Sims gave you first ever gig. It was good. It was good.
Legendary coach.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he is. Him and Mark Tibbs, especially around this area. It seems to be a lot that goes on within the East End, Essex area.
I've never seen a coach with a work effort, Tony Sims, and I've been around every gym. I've been in camps, I've been around the world, I've boxed in Wildcard, Canelo's gym, this gym, whatever. Tony's work effort is second to none. I joined, obviously, the McGuigan gym, and it was just such a shock in life to the work efforts to other gyms, to their gym, and that's why I realised straight away I needed to get back to the Matchroom gym to fulfil my potential, because Tony's regime, you're not going to match it.
So there's no strength and conditioning in the McGuigan gym?
There's no conditioning in the sense of there's padding and a couple days sparring, 5 days a week, but not the programs in terms of all the elite running, the conditioning, the long rounds of sparring, the hours that you put in. Like, for example, is at McGuigan's gym, the most I'll spar maybe is 16 rounds a week, where at Tony's I spar 30 rounds a week. So it's like nearly double. I train 6 days a week, at least 2 times a day at Tony's. That gym, it was like 1 session 5 days a week, sometimes 2 maybe.
It didn't let you run?
No, there was no like track work. I didn't do no hills. It was more like circuit sometimes you'll do maybe after the session. But as we saw when I fought under that, my fitness wasn't there, and that's what let me down. And it was quite frustrating, because I did mention before I thought that I needed that conditioning, and it was like, all right, I'll trust your program and see what happens. And then I got tired, and I was like, well, that's why I train now.
Do you think they're trying to protect you from long-term injury, or is it just their way?
I think it's just their way. I think they've got a system. They feel that's how they like to work. And I think like other fighters may like then go and hire other coaches to do all that stuff throughout their training sessions. But like with Matchroom, you just do everything in the house with each other. We go, all the boys, we go track together in the mornings. We do the hill sprints together in the morning. Do you get what I'm saying? As a team, we go. When Tony's got my times from 5 years ago, so he knows if I'm doing good that week or bad, and he'll tell you need to pick it up this morning. So you're always progressing. So your coach is accountable for your, not just your boxing, your conditioning, fitness. He knows you're ready. I ain't got to say, my running coach told me to tell you that I'm ready this week. Like, he sees everything. He's with you. So when you go to fight week with Tony, you're like, we've been grinding. Like, I'm with the guys. Like, we're going to do this.
And you
we're
feel
together.
strong.
I know what you're capable of. We're going to, you feel united. You're ready to go. It's a different feeling.
Just going to say sorry to the people listening in their ears. My daughter is making a feature on the podcast at the moment. What's the best piece of advice Tony's ever given you then?
Stop feeling sorry for myself. One day I was ill. I had a chest and sinus infection. I was coughing blood, and I walked in, and he said, I walked in, I was fighting in a couple of weeks. First title fight, actually, the Southern area. And I walked in, and we had just less than 3 weeks, and he come up to me, he said, "Oh, you're ill, ain't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Guess what?" And I was like, "What?" He said, "I don't give a shit." "Oh, yeah, I don't care, sorry." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Today," he said, "and don't be feeling sorry for yourself either, because today you're going to do 10 rounds, half the rest time. And do you know why you're going to do that?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because in a couple of weeks, your opponent ain't going to feel sorry for you, and he don't care that you're ill. He's going to be trying to punch your head in." And I laughed, and I said, "You know what? You're right." And I sucked it up, and I got in and done them rounds. And when I come to fight now, and I got off the stool 7th round, I thought, I'm so glad he pushed me like that.
Yeah. Did you almost feel like better for it?
Oh, way better. I was in the fight thinking this would have been a hard fight if I was not fit. And I was like, yeah, I appreciate this work effort, like, because the gym is the time to grit down.
Yeah.
So it's either you're going to get embarrassed on the night or you're going to feel pain in the gym, and I'd rather feel the pain in the gym and go and shine on the night.
Oh, mate, if you ever have another chest infection or a sore throat, give me a bell. I know how to get rid of all that, mate. Honestly, do you know what the best thing for it, right?
Yeah.
You eat a chicken, right? You eat a chicken and you cook the carcass. You boil the carcass.
Oh, is it?
Garlic, right? Honey. You put all that in there. Garlic especially. And it's a Jewish broth. So you make a Jewish broth. Like, I'm not Jewish, but my dad says it's called a Jewish broth. So, okay. Honestly, drink that. I've been on tour where everything's killing me. Everything. And like you say, that stage is my ring, you know?
What's it got in that broth? It's got, you can get it in powder form, what people take. Not something gin. Collagen? No, not collagen. Is it collagen?
I know
Collagen, yeah.
Collagen.
Collagen.
That's what that's meant to do. The broth's meant to be really good to have collagen. As well.
All that stuff.
Second bit of best advice Tony gave me was my last fight. I was in 80th round. I was going, he come back, he goes, mate, this guy wants to be anywhere but in there. What are you doing? Get a hold of him. He said, listen, let me tell you something. Don't let me see you come back to this corner. I don't want to see you back on this stool. Get a hold of him and get him out of there. Don't want to see you back here. So, all right. And I had to go and get him out of there.
Oh, wow. So
Those words of
go
wisdom.
for that.
Words
You
of
gotta
wisdom.
go for
Wow.
it.
What is the worst part of boxing to you, though?
The politics.
Really?
Yeah. Not knowing when you're going to fight, negotiations, all of that is the worst part. Like not knowing when you stand, fight dates sometimes, arguing over the finances, the back and forth. Yeah, the politics for me.
Well, you're 34, right?
35.
35. So as a 35-year-old, I mean, athletes are getting longer and longer and longer. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, look at Cristiano Ronaldo, incredible. You know, like just that as a precedent, you know what I mean? But just for example, say when you're waiting,
Yeah.
do you think time's going on? You know, I want to put in as much as I can. Like, would you fight, say, like 3 fights in a year, 4 fights in a year if you could?
Easy. I'm always in the gym anyway.
Yeah.
So like, even like for example, I went on holiday for 2 weeks, just got back. 1 week I was in LA, 1 week I was in San Diego. First thing I do when I land in San Diego, what's the best boxing gym? Found Canelo's gym, trained there a week, sparred this Kazakhstan kid. Cold, he's good by the way. 14-0-12 knockouts, he's a good kid.
Wow.
He's beat a lot of good kids as well. He won, I think, the silver medalist in the World Games, etc. and stuff as well.
You know his name?
Yeah, Beck, his name is, but his last name I can't pronounce. I'd have to show you.
Yeah.
But he's Kazakhstan, he's good. Sparred him and trained down there for the first week. That's on my holiday. And then I have the rest of my day. Then the second week I went and trained in LA. I went to Freddie Roach's, trained at the Wildcard gym, and went gym on the other days before I start my holiday. So even when I'm not in camp, I train every day. So if I could, I would love to obviously fight as much as I can because I'm always in the gym. So it's not like, oh, if I've got to fight now, I've got to get back to the gym. I'm there anyway. So I want to make it count. So if I can fight at the end of these camps, it would be better.
So you don't fluctuate with your weight?
Nah,
You
I
just
never go
all-
over stone over my weight.
Wow.
Like, and if I do, I'm hitting them. I'm getting my trainers on, I'm going out running miles. Like, out of camp, I weigh every day.
Okay.
I've started boxing. I've gone to Old Church Nelm Park gym, so RD Boxing, Ross Denrell is trying to get me fit at the moment. I used to love it, but my weight, mate, since I've had a baby,
Serious
honestly, I'll put on about 2 stone.
Baby weight.
Mate, it is, mate. I look like I've eaten a bloody WBO belt. You know? Listen, we're coming up towards the end of the interview. We've got a few more things. Before we start this little round of game random questions, it's called Last Orders, but I just want to ask you, do you believe that you're a world champion? You could be a world champion.
110%. I don't think I'd be in the game if I didn't think. That's my last thing on my bucket list. Not my last, because if I can unify even better, but I can't leave the game without being world champion. I put too much time, I dedicate my whole life to it. Like, I'm locked in. I feel like, whereas I was saying at the beginning of it, I was fast tracking. So like, although I didn't have the experience in bouts, I was locked in. I was doing overtime. I was doing intensive course to play and catch up. But I feel like of all the experiences I've had now, I understand myself, understand boxing now, and I'm ready to get in there and make it count.
I believe.
Yeah.
I do. You can do
I
it.
love that.
You can do it, man. We'll be there at the next one.
Come on.
Get us
Jeez.
ringside. We'll be
Come
there like
on.
that. Little sponsorship, champion contender on the shorts.
Spider t-shirts. Hey.
Right, this is your last orders questions. These are random questions.
Got you.
Right, have you ever seen a UFO? If not, strangest thing you've ever witnessed?
I've seen funny things in the sky. I'm not sure it was a UFO. Maybe I told myself it is, but I'm not sure.
Okay, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, would be all day. Can't think off the top of my head.
Okay,
Any
we'll leave
weird
it.
locksmiths? No, I'm joking. What's the best video game of all time?
Ooh, I think there's 3. Can I say 3?
Yeah, go on then.
In order.
Oh, in order.
Oh.
Mario Kart 64.
Oh,
Yeah,
get in. Yes.
007 GoldenEye 64.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say Street Fighter on Super NES.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Them games are unbeatable. Them 3 there, they're legendary.
Wow.
Mate.
You're a gamer.
Yeah.
I used to be. Do you know what's
You're the
funny?
same age, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm 91.
Yeah, I'm 90.
Yeah. So we would have, I think we would have been in the same school.
Yeah, would have been the same. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
My cousin's a YouTube gamer, isn't he? And we interviewed him. His name's Up Is Not Jump.
Okay.
And he does a lot of the Fallout stuff and all that. But we gave him Shot Stopper of games, and it was just like, GoldenEye, Mario Kart.
They took the fun out of games now, though, because it's like all about paying for guns and Call of Duty. They're just getting all the mums out of there, rinsing their cards on gaming now.
And dad's me as well.
Yeah, dad. Yeah, but I'm saying they're stealing their mum's car, Ox and dad.
Where's the Pokemon, Pokemon Red and Blue and all that? I used to love all that stuff.
It's all about cheats. You can afford the cheats now,
Yeah.
not just raw talent on the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I say that although I used to jump the wall in Mario Kart.
Oh, did it? That's me.
Right, favourite rapper of all time?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I used to always say Biggie. Smalls I used to like, but as I've got older, as a character, I know it's weird. I like 50 Cent's character.
Oh, mate, 50 Cent, mate. Get Rich or Die
Yeah,
Trying. That
get
was
what
our...
you get trying. Yeah, era. And I feel like him as a person, he stands on principles. He doesn't sell out. He's got a lot of morals and integrity that I agree on. Yeah. So as a person, I'd say 50.
And he's calling that the Didmeister, isn't he? And all
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. He was calling him out from ages ago. He tried to tell me to go and sharpen. I'm a dude.
All right. If you could be any cartoon character, who would it be?
I'll go with Superman.
Superman.
Ah, good. I'd be Batman, man.
It would have been Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh. Nah.
Yeah, stick with
I think like Batman gets black eye too often. He gets the stakeouts. He pulls out of the bag, but he gets hurt too much.
Yeah.
Superman just gets the job clean done, swoops off and goes home.
Do you know why I like Batman? Because he's the most perfect human being. So that's his superpower. He's the most of no power. He's the most enhanced human of all time, and mind and all that. That's his whole thing. He's a detective. Anyway, I'm getting too geeky now. Love it. Superman, of course you would. Bloody hell, you just look at you, see through anything, man.
See for anything, fly anywhere, anything.
Yeah, see for anything.
Yeah, you're a bad guy.
Only my wife.
You are thinking about babe.
Last question to you, mate. What advice would you give to someone starting out in boxing?
Either dedicate yourself 100% or don't do it at all. Don't cut any corners. As I always say to the boys in gym, you cut corners, you go around in circles. I think like it's not a game you can cheat. If you're not going to dedicate yourself, not just in the gym and giving 100% outside lifestyle, eating, food, sleep, women, whatever, stick to it 110%. Dedicate yourself. It's too dangerous not to.
Can I ask, as a side question, is it a myth about women and boxing? Like, the jello legs and stuff like that. Do you have to go cold?
I go cold turkey.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to find out on the canvas. Like, it's true. I'd rather, if it's a myth, I'll stick to the myth and I'll roll the dice.
Yeah.
But I believe so. I feel like obviously there's balances to it. I think like maybe if you like, say for instance they say do go cold turkey for 3 weeks and you accidentally 2 weeks before or 10 days before done once, I don't think it would probably affect you that much. But I think if you just like smashing daily for the last few weeks, you're gonna get in there and get Because you got to think about it. Like when a guy finishes, what do you want to do? You just want to sleep.
Yeah.
You're lazy, lethargic. Imagine that you just finished with your missus and then the guy hit you, said, let's have a scrap. You're like, oh, no, not now. You can't be bothered. Yeah. So that must be, in theory, you're having to extra get yourself up to and trick or convince yourself you want to fight. But when you got testosterone in you, like, you just feel, if anyone tries it right now, I hit them. So there must be something that plays a factor in it.
Speak for yourself, mate. I'm ready for round 2.
All right, maybe a couple of rounds.
Listen, amazing talking to you, Craig. Thanks so much for coming in, Craig.
Yes.
Spider Richards, everybody. You know where to go follow. You know where to find him.
Come on.
It can't be. There's not many two Craig Spider Richards.
That's Craig Richards on the ground. Something I don't know the rest of my handles, but Craig Richards, family.
We'll put them in there. Put them in there. Listen, you've been an amazing guest. Thanks so much for coming down.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate having me down.
Proper champ.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a world champ.
Come on.
That is the Champ and Contender, over and out. We will see you next week with our next guest. Take care.
Peace.
Come on.
Thanks, bruv.
Thank you.
No problem. Good. Pleasure having me down. Thanks for having me down.
No. Anytime,
No problem.
mate. You're always
Good.
welcome.
Yeah.
Always welcome, bruv.